Champions are vital to the success of our company. Without them, I can honestly say I know that we would fail.
One of my goals is to have a best-in-class employee experience and also a best-in-class customer experience. And I believe that the best way to accomplish that is through our brand champions. There's no way with as many locations we have and with 2,500 employees that we can accomplish that without you.
The champion movement in CLC really is all about one person making a difference.
I never underestimate the power of one.
The champions are the ones that get it.
You know, having the champions, it helps you manage from the ground up instead of the top down.
The champions represent the best we have to offer.
They understand that the consumer is asking for a different experience today.
The role of the champions at our store was to bring us another set of eyes that see the store in a different direction than us as managers.
And what they've done is bring the different departments together so that we all work as one. And so there's a seamless effort. It's not just a sales, a service, parts, it's a store.
We were shown by our manager these surveys, and customers were able to voice their complaints.
The problems that we were having with quick lubes or the oil changes we need to get in and out fast. It was taking too long. Had to move the cars. We had to park them numerous times.
I brought Zach and myself back, sat down with all the technicians, addressed that issue, and asked how do we fix it. We got a lot of different ideas, and the main one was having another bay. Within a week, we had that set up and ready to go.
All ever is done in here is quick lubes. So the technicians have access to air, they have access to oil, they can roll their tools in a rolling cart. Lift is never used unless we're doing a quick lube, and this is where the magic happens.
All the years I've been doing this, I've always tried to work with service and parts and sales as working as one team.
Having Mike as a champion, as a technician as well, gets the people in the back shop involved.
One of the service techs said, you know, our two-way radios are really bad. It takes a lot of time to stop what I'm doing, go to a phone and actually call someone instead of using our two ways because they're broken. So what actually happened was we talked to Dan, we talked to some of the managers, and we're completely switching a different phone carrier. So now our phones are a lot better, our two ways are better, and just the communication between departments has just made it so much better.
I believe that the number one responsibility for a champion is to be the voice of the employee.
They understand things that maybe some of us up in leadership don't understand, and they can really help us determine, you know, the good ideas from the bad ideas.
The champion work has been extremely vital in bringing the dealership together as a family.
I see a lot more people excited, you know, when they come to work, a lot more upbeat, positive atmosphere towards one another.
One particular instance, we had a tech who didn't feel like he was on board with CLC and a little resistant.
He wouldn't attend the meetings. Every time we had a meeting, it was just busy. And then I, pulled him to the side, spoke with him a little bit, and just, give us opportunity to open your eyes about it.
And as I got visiting with him, the reality was that he didn't feel like he could memorize or know for himself the philosophy, and he felt like since he couldn't do that, he wasn't even going to try.
And it took a couple meetings, but the third meeting was there, and he was willing to hear the ideas and to be a part of the solution.
I said, what is there that I can do to help you live the CLC philosophy? And he said, what I really need is in my stall is a poster of the framework to remind me what it is, and then I'm open to learning it. And that night, I went into my office and I typed up the framework for him and put it in his stall. And the next month, actually, the tech was voted for Drivers of Excellence.
What that's done is customers now come in and ask specifically for that technician because of CLC.
I've gotten a lot of good feedback, I actually see that we really are one team.
I've gotten to know everybody. I know everybody's first and last name, and I know how to spell it. That's how well I'm getting to know everybody here.
In order to create lifetime customers, you have to create a great environment, create lifetime employees. You have to have a family feeling. Everyone has to want to work together as a team.
The champions have gone a long way towards changing the culture into a culture of appreciating individuals. If you do a bad job taking care of customers,
you have to spend a lot more money to find and get customers.
A lot of times we think that it's rocket science, that it's going to be this hard process, and our champions are finding out that it's little things that are making the big difference with our customers.
Just treat people the way they want to be treated. You know, treat them the way you want to treat a family member. You know, the ones you really like, I guess. So.
One of our champions, he's a technician. We kept getting a car coming in, and the customer said there's a noise and it's bothering me, and each time it came in we couldn't duplicate it, so we kept it for like a week.
As technicians, we really take pride in our work because it's what we do for a living, so we want to be good at it and we want people to know we're good at it.
And this tech, he would go and drive and he would drive and he'd try to find this noise, and finally after like 3 weeks we finally found the noise, and he said to me he wasn't going to give up because he wanted to make the customer happy, and being a champion made him feel empowered to do so.
I've had a customer ask me before, you know, who was this technician that worked on my car, because now it's doing excellent.
The customer was very appreciative. They finally, I believe it was a little old lady, and she wanted to give him a hug, but he's a tall guy.
I had a customer call me directly in regards to a down payment that needed to be refunded to them.
I had one customer who we were delivering a Jeep to.
A customer was really upset and said that he will never return to our dealership.
He was having an issue with his satellite radio on the Jeep.
No one explained to them exactly how their refund was going to be returned to them.
We sat here for a few hours trying to get it fixed, and I told him I would deliver the vehicle to his house.
I told them, no problem, let me just look up your name.
He lived about an hour away. But I sat in the car trying to get the radio to work, trying to get satellite to work. I mean, I was calling him every 5 minutes and just really wasn't getting anywhere. So we decided we have to deliver this vehicle. We have to do it on the run.
I explained to them it should be refunded to you probably tomorrow. We just have to batch it out, and they said no problem.
We drove all the way to the customer's house, the whole time on the phone with satellite radio, trying to figure out what's going on, trying to figure out what the issue is.
I told them if they had any other questions or concerns that they could give me a call.
Pretty much had to find out in his driveway. Finally, someone told me, oh, we've been having a problem with satellite all day. I said, okay, so it's not just us.
And talking to this customer for like 2 hours at a time and listening to him and making sure that he knows that we do care and we do want his business, he gave our dealership a chance.
And the refund eventually got to their bank and they're satisfied.
He really did appreciate us coming all the way out there. I mean, I did a full delivery in his driveway, and we went through everything together trying to find a solution.
And then our service department gave him truly exceptional service, of course.
And he's the sweetest man. I mean, he invited us over for barbecue, so he really did appreciate how far we went out of our way to make his experience right.
So then he became a customer again, and he purchased another car from us, and the rest is history.
The champions are doing a great job leading by example.
Champions play a huge role in community service for several reasons. Number one is because they care about the perception of the dealership within the community that they live in. But two, because they care.
One of the big initiatives of my store here is giving back. We're heavily involved in the community.
We decided to come up with a charity, somewhere where we could show our community the caliber of people we have working here.
The champions have really come together, and for one of our technicians.
My son is diagnosed for AML. It's called acute myeloid leukemia.
So we've come together to sell bracelets, to sell tickets, so that all that money can go back to him and to his treatments.
We put together a food and clothing drive, and almost at the end of the month, we were able to fill a Titan and an Altima and drove it down there.
We recently had 30 employees volunteer to mentor children in the school district that are coming from families that are financially at risk.
Once a week I go to Cy Creek and I mentor a young lady there.
We pulled up and we had people like looking at us like, okay, what's going on?
When I saw 30 people sign up for this thing, it just blew me away.
Toothpaste, razors, deodorant, the things that you take for granted on a daily basis made this people's day.
It makes you feel like not just being in the car business, it really does make you feel like you're doing good in the community.
The food drive also opened the door to our volunteer time off.
Thank you, and thank you for all your support and all your help. Me and my family greatly appreciate it.
It inspired people to find their own charities and really go out and represent the store and be of service to our community.
It's the right way. It's the right way to do business. It's the right way for people to act. It's the right way.
We have a really strong company, a company that I'm proud of, but the thing that I'm most proud of is where we're headed.
This whole concept of being the most esteemed auto group and having lifetime customers, this is going to be here for a long time.
I truly believe that the smartest people in our company are not necessarily those that sit at the top of the organization chart, but more those that are working and interacting face to face with our customers on a daily basis.
Long term, this is going to be the key. That if we can have champions lead their teams, their departments, and even their managers, that's the only way this will be successful.
My number one goal is to have a best-in-class employee experience. And right behind that, number two is to have a best-in-class customer experience.
People, that's what really, really matters the most. And because of the people and because of the champions, we're actually going to create lifetime customers, and we will be the most esteemed automotive group in the business.
I just want to say thanks to each of you for your contribution and your commitment to this important cause.